Welcome back to the Turn on the Music podcast. My name is Kyle. This is episode 27. And I got CJ here. What's up, CJ?
Hello.
What's up?
How's it going?
How's it going?
Yes, that's how I feel. It's been a week.
It's always been a week.
I know. So we were talking about this last week. You're in Ohio. I'm in New York. You guys
really? Since when?
You guys eat cats and dogs, and
we do.
We have rats as cats. So, but the thing is, you don't have Rosh Hashanah off in that area.
No.
I mean, I'm not saying they don't have a Jewish community, but the districts and the stuff don't acknowledge the holiday to close the schools, and you guys don't close in certain. Like, it's not a federal holiday. So where I work, we close one day and we have to go back in on Friday. Though I took off to have a 4-day weekend, but our district's closed for 2 days. Right? Upstate New York, they don't close for it; they're open. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting how dynamically and culturally things are around the country. That is a great mug.
It's not really black though.
No, I know, but is it like
green?
So. For those that are listening, he has because there's a Duluth Trading Company by Kyle, and he's got this really cool mug. And
it's all silicone, so you can like squeeze it.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah. I was just thinking how interesting how the cultures and the religions and how much diversity there is, where the states and the localities, are not acknowledging it or whatever. So, and how much it plays. That's the wrong one. It's not the first.
That's just one. Whatever is. I haven't rebound your playlist yet. That's right, whatever you were listening to last.
Okay. So
I'll fix it in a second.
It was just an interesting I noticed to it that like it's weird to talk to people. Yeah, we're working tomorrow. We have to work and stuff. Yeah. But where I work, I'm not getting Columbus Day off, and it's a federal holiday. I mean, Indigenous People Day, which I'm better off, but we're not getting it off. And I don't know how that works, being that it's a federal holiday. Like, banks are closed.
Right. I'm off.
Right.
But I remember when I was in school, like, we didn't always get it off. It
really?
Depended on, it was weird. I remember there were a couple of years we got it off, and then for the most part we didn't. So.
Huh. Anyway, that was my little side note for the week. Listening to anything good?
Been on a Victor Wooten, Corey Wong kick.
Oh, nice.
Still.
Not a bad kick to be on?
No, not at all.
How's the weather by you?
It just stopped raining. It's been raining for the last several days. And it's 68 outside. I think we're supposed to hit 40 tonight.
Oh, really?
46 or something like that. And then going to be in mid-70s for the week, and then 40s or 50s at night. So
that's like
starting to cool off.
We're going to be like 70s tomorrow, and it's going to drop down to like the 50s, not as far down. I'm assuming the rain was from the storm that came up the coast.
Yeah. We had it pretty bad. Friday night was really bad, wind-wise. A lot of trees down, a lot of people out without power. That's when I got in my accident Saturday morning. It was still raining, but not bad raining. But so, yeah.
Well, I wish well to all those down south.
Yes.
That are dealing with it.
Asheville was hit really hard.
Yeah, those that have lost loved ones, who can't find loved ones, that are still working on it. So, if you're able to go look for those donation or charities out there that you can donate to. I'm looking into a few myself. So but most importantly, thankfully, hopefully we can help find those that are lost. And and for all those people are actually going down there to help from the different areas. So,
what about you listen to anything?
No, nothing crazy right now. I actually have a road trip for work next week, so I think I'm going to put together a playlist of some stuff because I do have an audiobook I'm listening to, but I want to alternate. I don't want to be listening to it the whole entire time. And yeah, I'm just not sure what I want to put on the playlist yet. I don't know if I want to do something that I haven't really listened to and stuff that we've kind of like gone over the past couple of weeks, or if I want to do like what I know. So
Cool.
So we talked briefly when we did our live show. I was at a conference and I was sitting at the table, and the young lady next to me mentioned that she was going to a concert because we talked about one of the local venues by me, where you used to live, was bought out by Live Nation, and there's going to apparently be a big whole change to it, and which is kind of upsetting because it was kind of a staple, had some really unique aspects to it. But okay,
Yeah.
So she
I was
was
disappointed
talking.
when it was bought out the first time. So
I'm sorry.
I was disappointed when it was bought out the first time.
Yeah. And then so she was talking and she mentioned that she was going to see a singer, and I didn't know the singer, and I said, well, what does he sing? And she goes, country. Like, didn't want to say it out loud. And I teased her. I was like, so you're going to go see the singer, but you don't want to say it out loud that it's country. She goes, yeah. She goes, it's really funny. And it brought up the fact that we talked about how listening to Gangsta Grass and how the country music is. And I brought that up about how it's not that I have a problem with country music. It's the country rock crossover. And then the conversation went on, and I found out another lady at the table loved listening to bluegrass. She knew who Gangsta Grass is and all that stuff. So, and the reason why I bring this all up is what we're going to kind of talk about shortly, because it kind of lends to that as well. Not the first few songs, and I'll explain in a second, but it was just kind of funny that that happened. I had to share that because those that are listening to these episodes, and by the way, we're recording this and we've officially hit 6,000 episodes downloaded. So we thank everybody who's been listening. But the reason why I'm saying this is for those who are listening, now you kind of understand. I wanted to share that there are other people out there that think the same way I do, is that it's not that we have a problem with the country music because we like the older stuff. It's the new country rock that we're kind of not into. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not something that I would go and turn on right away. So it's funny. But do we dive into this, or do you have any more?
Sure, let's dive in.
Okay, so we were talking about Norah Jones because a couple of the artists the past few weeks have done collaborations with her, and we decided to do a small episode on her, not on her mainstream music stuff that's been on the radios and the stuff and all that stuff, because we know how talented she is. I happened to look up her name, and I found out that she's got like some side projects that she does, and I thought it was very interesting. So I kind of did a little search to understand more about her, and it's interesting because she's got a half sister and a half brother, and they're from the same father. Okay. Now her father is a well-known sitar player. His name is Ravi Shankar, and he's probably one of the most, from what I read, one of the most well-known Indian musicians. So all this information I got is off of the Spotify profiles. He's a master of sitar as well as a famous experimenter with its classical forms. His first recording is from 1936, but his career spanned 9 decades. He was also mentoring the Beatles during the height of their fame in the 1960s. He also, his disciples, as they call them, are Philip Glass and George Harrison. So he's influential in not just Eastern Indian music, but also Western music, and which apparently got him a lot of slack from those of Indian descent in music, because they said that he wasn't keeping true to it, but he was just kind of like, we can do everything. Like, let's do it. So I have actually put up two songs that I found. One is off of an album, Classical Instrumental Sitar, which is, I think, a compilation of all his stuff that he's done because he passed away years ago. But this came out 2024, so I think it's just like his most famous stuff or something. The first one is called Yemen Anj Tika Shayam, and forgive me if I pronounced it completely wrong, but I tried. That's the name of the first song. Are you a fan of world music?
No.
So see, all right. Well, no, I see. I happen to like Indian music, especially.
Some indie music I do like.
Yeah.
I'm very much so. We kind of talked about this last week with Charlie Hunter, but and the week before, I'm more of a groove musician, and there's
Right.
not a lot of groove in the Indian stuff,
Right.
which is why I don't really gravitate towards it.
Right.
And honestly, the microtonal stuff about it bothers me sometimes
Okay.
because I'm so ingrained in the traditional 12 tone. You know, when you tune instruments like I do and tune choirs and stuff, that microtonal stuff that I'm trying to get rid of that stuff.
Right. Right.
You know, I did have a professor in college who was a microtonal composer. He played bassoon.
Is this Concordia?
No, this is Post.
It was. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because he played the bassoon. He would take the piece off too, and he'd still play the bassoon. Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Johnny Reinhardt.
Johnny Reinhardt. Thank you. Yes.
Brilliant guy.
Oh yeah.
Way too smart to be teaching music theory, but
Yes. Yes.
yeah, the microtonal stuff bothers me just because I'm so ingrained.
No,
in like
but it makes sense. It's and you know, and like you said, there's not a lot of. Well, I mean, this is even older. There's the newer stuff is starting to have like that mixture of modern music as well as the cultural stuff. So, you probably would get more if we found it. You probably would get more into the more modern take on the music.
Yeah, like I enjoyed Viri Joshua's new album.
Right.
You know, and that just came out, and she's much, but she's got a lot of blended jazz in there too, which
is So I put another one up there. It's called Offering, and this one actually is something that he did with Philip Glass.
When was that one written? Do you know?
That one was, hold on. I thought I wrote it in, but it's the title of the album's called Passages, and it's from 1990.
Okay.
Are you a Philip
Sounded
Glass
older
fan?
than that, but okay.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm not a Philip Glass. It sounded older than 1990s. That's the only reason I was asking.
It did, and honestly, it could have been a song that Ravi Shankar wrote, and then Philip Glass kind of embellished on. Because I know there's a couple songs in that he's done, Ravi done prior, and they kind of played around with it. I'm a Philip Glass fan too, though, but he's that weird sounding stuff that I like, so that's why I get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So now, Ravi, he had Norah Jones, Anoushka Shankar, and the son. I don't have the name on his son, the half brother, but he was a player too, but he died fairly young. So Anoushka Shankar, who is also a masterful sitarist, she's a film composer for I believe a bunch of Bollywood movies, published author and passionate activist, and she's the first Indian woman to be nominated for a Grammy Award.
Interesting.
Yeah. She does a blending of classical and contemporary and acoustic and electronic. And by the age of 21, she had 3 classical albums. And she started playing when she was 13 years old. It's just kind of similar to her father. Her father, Ravi, I think started at a very young age. So I took one song from her album, In the End. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is a single. This actually came out in 2024 in March. It's called In the End.
It's a different style than her father's.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It and it, you know, when I was listening to it, it's almost a little more contemporary.
Yeah.
You know, it does. You know, but you do hear his influence in her playing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
The next song I chose is off of her album Rise, which is from 2009. It's called Naked.
And that one I can really see in a film setting.
Right. It has that. Yes. It has. It's like a. It's like a background to a very moving scene or something. Yes, it totally definitely. Which I mean, she is a composer, so I can understand that blending. It kind of blends into her stuff. So now, I couldn't find anything else of her and Norah Jones, but in 2023, she was on Norah Jones's podcast, which is, I forget what it's called. What is it called again? Norah Jones is playing along.
That's right.
And they did a song called Traces of You. And this is the song.
Have you listened to any of those episodes?
No, and I've been meaning to. I really need to. Maybe that's something I'll download for the trip, is grab a few of the ones I want to listen to.
The Chris Steele one's neat. It's the only one I've listened to.
Yeah.
Yeah. The basic premise is they sit and talk about music and then they play together. That's the whole... a lot of it's unrehearsed, just kind of... They bring songs and they just try to see what they could do in a short amount of time.
But that's cool, though. I mean, that's awesome. This brings us to a little bit more of Norah Jones. Now, like I said, we've played her music on some of our live shows and stuff like our live streaming. Just a little bit of background on her. Again, this is all from Spotify. She emerged on the world stage in 2002 with the release of Come Away With Me, her self-described moody little record that introduced a singular new voice and grew into the global phenomenon. She swept the 2003 Grammy Awards, Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. She's a 9-time Grammy winner and sold more than 52 million albums, and they're streamed 10 billion times worldwide. And then she's released she's released critically acclaimed commercial albums: Feels Like Home, Not Too Late, The Fall, Broken Hearts, all those other albums. Her most recent one came out in 2024 called Visions. And she's also done, and this is where we're going to talk, as well as her collective bands, the Little Willies, El Madmo, and Puss N Boots. There's a 2010 compilation featuring Norah Jones, showcased her incredible versatility by collecting her collaborations with artists as diverse as Willie Nelson, Foo Fighters, Outkast, and Herbie Hancock. And then it talks about her relaunching her podcast. Norah Jones is playing along. So she's very versatile, I think, more so than we realize, because we're just used to her music on the commercial level.
Right.
So I start with Puss N Boots. Puss N Boots has Norah Jones, Sasha Dobson, and Catherine Popper. It started out with Norah Jones and Sasha Dobson because it was designed as a way for Norah Jones and Dobson to play guitar. That's why they wanted to do it. It's Americana, so it's country, folk, and jazz. And then Catherine Popper kind of joined in like a year or so later, they said. And the debut album is No Fools, No Fun. So that was 2013. And the first song that I have off that album is Twilight.
Don't send me no distant salutation. Silly souvenirs from far away. Don't leave me alone in the twilight. Twilight is the loneliest time of day. Over by the wild wood, where young lovers go. Sparks flashing in the night, true colors show. If I had my way, I'd never get the urge to roam. But a young man serves his country, and an old man guards the home. Don't put me in a frame upon the mantle, for memories turn dusty, old and gray. Don't leave me alone in the twilight, 'cause twilight is the loneliest time of day.
See, that country I'll listen to.
Mm-hmm.
It sits more in that.
But see, I wouldn't call it country. I'd call it the folk Americana.
Right, exactly. And that's why it's like it's such a weird thing for me. Because
Yeah.
the next song off that album, No Fools, No Fun, is called GTO.
Well, I've got a GTO sitting here in my backyard. And oh, Lordy, don't you know I've been working hard, and I'm gonna make it go. Soon we will be free in my GTO, my sweetheart and me. Well, I've never seen this city, and it don't mean much to me, but it's a long ways away from here, and away from here is where I wanna be. I've got a GTO sitting here in my backyard.
So Catherine Popper is a bassist and a singer, right?
Right.
And then who was the other one in this group?
Sasha Dobson.
Gotcha. Okay.
What song did that sound like to you?
I don't know.
It's in Blues Brothers.
I haven't seen Blues Brothers in years.
With the horse in the sky. Rawhide.
Okay.
You would know if you heard it. You'd be like, oh, okay, I know. What
Yeah. Now I know what you're talking about.
Okay. So then in 2019, they had a single come out called Angel Dream.
I dreamed you, I saw your face, got my lifeline, wind drifting through space. I saw an angel, I saw my fate. can only thank God it was not too late. Over mountains I floated away, across an ocean I dreamed of her name. I followed an angel down through the gates.
They've got 3 albums out.
Well, they have actually. It's No Fools, No Fun is the first album. It actually came out in 2014. And then they had a Angel Dream single 2019. And then 2019, they had 2 Christmas singles come out. Dear Santa and Christmas All Over Again. And then in 2020, the Sister album came out. So they don't have, like, in the sense of albums, 2 albums.
Gotcha.
But they're still playing. Like, they're playing. I was just looking. They're playing at the Bowery on December 15th, and they're playing out Woodstock, I think, on the 6th.
Woodstock on the 6th. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, so they're still doing stuff. It's like their side. It's like, it's cool to have that, like, a little, I guess, side gig or whatever. That brings us to the next album, Sister, which was 2020, and this is the title song, Sister.
Sister, I don't wanna know it's you. I don't wanna know it's true. You lost your way again. Sister, you forgot your head again. Break the rules instead. Time to let you know. You can take my money, you can take my man. You can try to reach it if you think you can. You can shake it down, but the truth remains. Nothing's gonna fill that empty heart. Sister, there's a right from wrong. Listen to my song. I can't let you go on.
This album cover screams 1980.
Doesn't it? Like, it totally does. It totally does. The next song after that is called, the one I chose is called Joey.
Lawrence?
Joey Lawrence, yes.
Joey Lawrence.
Joey, baby, don't get crazy.
It's interesting because their voices are so different, yet they blend pretty well together.
I was thinking the exact same thing because Norah Jones has a very distinct voice.
Yep.
And they do. They blend very well together. All right. This moves us on to her next group that she's in called the Little Willies. And apparently they're all friends. They're 5 friends, all involved in separate outside projects that just wanted to play together. Lee Alexander bass, Norah Jones piano vocals, Richard Julian guitar vocals, Dan Reiser drums, and Jim Campilongo guitar. And they said that they're influenced by classic American music like Hank Williams, Willie Nelson, and Chris Christopherson, who sadly passed away when this comes out, probably about a week or so ago. And it's funny because she doesn't do American music on the mainstream stuff. Mm-mm. She does it, and I think it's very interesting. Yep. Yeah. So the first song that I chose is from 2006, and it was played at the South by Southwest. Is that event?
Yeah, it's like a.
Yeah, film, media, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of it. I know that but I didn't.
It's almost like a convention.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So this is from that. This is called Roll On.
She's drunk enough when she is sober. She don't need no alcohol. Don't need no artificial means, no amphetamines to cause her to fall. She's like the rain in the middle of sunlight, leaves you confused but still reborn. I've been up all night having a ball, staring at the view of my brick wall in slow New York. I heard that creaking in the hallway. I wiped my eyes and turned on the light. I took some medicine from the shelf, just a bad influence on myself when you're out of sight. I thought she asked me for the world once. All she wanted was some comfort and nothing more.
I like this group.
No. It's a very cool blend of musicians too. Mm-hmm. So that same song is on this album, that their debut full album called The Little Willies, which came out in 2006. But I chose 2 other songs off of it. One of them was Roly Poly.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs on the album.
Is it?
I remember listening to this driving to see Norah Jones at Jones Beach.
That's too funny. And I chose Roly Poly because our dog's name is Roly, and it fits him perfectly.
I thought you were just talking about me. So,
the next song on this album that I chose was "I Gotta Get Drunk."
just what I'm gonna do. Started to spend my money calling everybody honey and wind up singing the blues. Spend my whole paycheck on some old wreck, brother, I can name you a few. Well, I gotta get drunk, I sure do dread it, cause I know just what I'm gonna do. I gotta get drunk, I can't stay sober, there's a lot of good people in town. Start to see me holler, see me spend my dollar, and I wouldn't think of letting them down. There's a lot of doctors that tell me that I better stop putting it down. Well, there's more drunks than there are good doctors, so I guess I better have another round.
Composed by Willie Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a Willie Nelson song? Because I don't really listen to his music, but
I don't know. Yes, it is.
yeah. That being said, their next album came out in 2012, For the Good Times, and we have the title track, For the Good Times.
Don't look so sad, I know it's over, but life goes on, and this old world will keep on turning. Let's just be glad we had some time to spend together. There's no need to watch the bridges that were burning. Lay your head upon my pillow. Hold your warm and tender body close to mine. Hear the whisper of the raindrops blowing soft against the window, and make believe you love me one more time.
And that is a Chris Christopherson tune.
Yep, Chris Christopherson. And then they did a Dolly Parton tune, Jolene.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Julie. He talks about you in his sleep, there's nothing
She's got a good voice.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Now, the fun one for her. So the next little group that she's in is called El Madmo. Now, it's a side project, kind of like leaning towards indie rock. And she's on guitar and vocals, Daru Oda on bass and vocals, and Andrew is a drummer. I forget what his... Yeah, I think that's all I had was Andrew is a drummer. He's from her backing group, the Hanson Band. Norah Jones and the Hanson Band. That's where he's from. So they're theatrical, they're humorous. So I say think like 80s rock with they do wigs, they do makeup, they do everything. And they have stage names. So Oda is Elle, Jones is Maddie, and Andrew Borger is Mo. That's how they get El Madmo. It's the names put together. So they have one album out. It's called El Madmo. It came out in 2008. And the first song they have on there is called Carlo.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got a date with Carlo. We're going out tomorrow. I really think he's awesome. He's awesome. He's Carlo. I like him a lot. I think he's real hot. He smokes a good pot. He drives a Camaro.
Well, we'll have to mark this one explicit.
I was going to say, you're going to have to mark this one explicit. Which is funny because I didn't really look at the lyrics. I just listened to the first part, and it doesn't state that it's explicit.
Nope, it doesn't.
So I wouldn't have chosen it. But it's okay. Just mark it explicit. Or just put in the first 30 seconds of it where it doesn't curse.
I can do that.
But that's I just, you know what it is? It's just fun. That's really what it is. I just want to show the fun part.
When it first started, I was thinking it was like an 80s cartoon.
Right.
Theme song.
Well, look at the cover of the album.
Yeah.
The next song I chose was Fantasy Guy.
King of my mind, why don't you stay? Wait, I know why your wife's in the way. I guess I'll just have to make my mind spry. I know I'll just make you my fantasy guy. In my fantasy, you and me, we screw like bunny, calling me honey. We have lots of money, and you know I'd like to be your only one. But for now I'll have to comply and just use you as my fantasy guy. But your wife gets in the way.
It's funny.
It sure is.
It's great. Now, I figured because she did have an album come out recently in 2024. Her album is called Visions. But before we do that, I found that she covered Black Hole Sun. And this is live. I'm not sure from where, but it's off of an album called Visionary Jones, which was curated by Don Was or whatever.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows. Eyes of the face lies the snake, and the sun in my disgrace. Boiling heat, summer stains, 'neath the black the sky looks dead. Call my name through the cream and I'll hear you scream again. cold sun, won't you come and wash away the rain?
She covers such a large range of music.
She does.
You know,
And I like what she did with the song.
I do too. Yeah. But it's like there aren't many artists that we covered this season that has been in so many different styles. She's just all over the place.
But she does it well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she is all over the place. That's why I think it was interesting to see all of this. Like what she's in, like, and you know, she doesn't do a lot of Indian music, but maybe she does, and we just don't know it because I haven't seen anything. I think, but it's funny because of her father being who he was, the sitarist. And she took her mother's last name. That's why she's not connected, like, and for whatever reason, but. You know, to be honest with you, I don't know if we would know her as well if her name was Norah Shankar. And for all you know, Norah Jones was something that when she was picked up, they're like, you really should use Jones, you know, at the time. Maybe that, you know, maybe nowadays it would have been different, but at that time. So her most recent album, Visions, which came out in May of this year, I haven't listened to the album, so this is actually the first time. Huh?
It's a good album.
Have you listened to it? So I chose the title song of the album Visions.
Visions in my head of running from your bed, and I don't believe I'll make it to mine. I hear hallelujah, and I swear it's coming through ya, and I can't believe I knew the first time we met under the willow tree. You stood in front of me. I don't like surprises, but look in your eyes is coming at me wise like a freight train, and I'm afraid your rain is gonna fall and wash me away.
A little bit of a Mexican influence.
I was going to say, yeah, it has a good influence there. And then I chose another song called Running.
From the first time I felt the click in my heart, I keep running home, I keep running away. Try
So she was born Geetale Norah Jones Shankar.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So she and like I said, that she has that half sister and a half brother, because I think Ravi was married to 3 separate women. So, I mean, whatever. But I didn't even realize she had siblings. That's the aspect of it. But it was a nice little, like, kind of look what else she's doing. I think that we get so used to seeing these artists talented like Norah Jones and Sarah Bareilles, and we forget that they are doing other things. Like Sarah Bareilles is on a television show called 5 or whatever it's called. It's a girl group, and she writes a lot of the music, and she's one of the singers in the girl group. And it's like the rest of the people are known actresses. They're not known as singers. And she wrote a Broadway musical, and she's doing completely, like you said, different forms of music. And they're doing it well, and we can't deny that fact. I think this is important to know that they're doing this as well.
Yeah.
So it was fun to kind of pull this all together, and I'm actually interested in listening to all these albums now, like the full album. I kind of listened to the first parts just to listen to see which ones I thought would be cool to share. So if you're a Norah Jones fan, definitely check this out. I'm sure Kyle will put all the show notes in the thing. So thank you. This is we have 2 more episodes after this one for the season.
We do.
And are we officially doing Stanley Clark for the last 2?
Yes.
Nice. Which is awesome because he's got a lot. He's another one. So those are going to be 2 good episodes.
And going back to that one album cover that was very 80s.
Yeah.
We got some good album covers coming up.
Yeah, no, I know. It's going to be awesome.
We sure do.
Fridays, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard, Kyle's live on Twitch. And you gotta join him to know what he's going to play, because, he's a last minute person for that.
Sure.
It's whatever you feel at that moment.
Yep.
For all you know, you might put the Muppets on this weekend. And then Sundays, 7:30 Eastern Standard, you can catch us on our live show, and we'll be playing some of this stuff that we played on this episode, and we may mix a few other things in there. So we'll see. So join us so you can find that out, and that's all I got.
Yep. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Turn on the Music podcast. Make sure you check our link tree in the show notes for our social media accounts. If you like what you heard, please share it with a friend. And we'd love it if you could give us a 5-star rating on your platform of choice. We'll see you next week. And remember, always share the music.